We are in Austin, Texas, riding the 2025 models at the Harley-Davidson Press event. So if you are interested in first ride reviews, please check out the content on the channel. I should have a ride and review eventually on all of these Softail models. If you like that kind of stuff, make sure you like and subscribe. Okay, we're about to have a sneak peek at some stuff for Harley-Davidson. So you're gonna see this video once the embargo is lifted and I can show you this stuff. There's some really cool stuff that's about to happen. I cannot wait to show you guys all this stuff.
It worked earlier.
I want to introduce two people that are going to pull the covers off the motorcycle. In particular, as responsible for delivering this motorcycle as anybody at the motor company, Kyle Wyman, who's been with us, our factory rider, since day one when we started the program. Kyle's got a unique approach to racing in that he has a very technical mindset. In addition, I think it comes from running your own team and running your own superbike program, but there's things that Kyle will be relentlessly difficult with. I remember the first time we got on the motorcycle, we had this cool GP shift thing, and we were proud that we got a GP shift, reversed shift on the motorcycle, and he's like, this thing is shit. You got to get rid of these bushings, you got to put bearings in there. I'm like, okay, we'll put some bearings in. You'll see a bearing, mounted short shifter on here that drastically improves shift quality on the motorcycle, just one of those pieces. Made it to the transmission that when we started racing was an aftermarket transmission, not nearly good enough. So we had a transmission problem in 2022, took us out of the Daytona race, brought that back to the PDC, and there was a guy working on billet foot pegs that are on this motorcycle, but he was working over in P&A, and he was also getting a master's degree in powertrain development, Mr. Carl Vandervoort. Carl is now the tech lead on the racing program and also the tech lead on the delivery of this motorcycle. And Carl designed the transmission that's in this. It's our new Screaming Eagle King 6 transmission, the very same transmission that we've been racing on, that James Rispoli has been racing on for the past season. And we get to offer it uniquely mated to the 131 powertrain. Also want to compliment or point out, a bike like this, a project like this, an exclusive motorcycle, hand-built 131 units only, wouldn't be possible without the full support of the company. In particular, Teo Keitel, back here, thank you from a marketing standpoint for always believing in the passion and commitment of the race team and the ability to have this motorcycle. Brad Richards. Brad, thank you for continuing to push us to deliver exceptional motorcycles in a way that the company hasn't done before, for always having our back and for making sure that when we are doing things, we continue to look good doing them. Examples like that of people from design, from marketing, from manufacturing, from other areas of engineering, our racers up here themselves that have come together to build this entire motorcycle. It's why we're proud to wear the name factory on the back of our shirts. And this is a factory motorcycle. Harley-Davidson used that word related to racing for the first time in 1914. So over 100 years ago, Harley-Davidson founded its first factory racing department. We're all the way here in 2025, and with that, I'd like to introduce you to the 2025 Harley-Davidson CVO Road Glide RR. I could probably stand up here for hours and talk about the tech and spec of the motorcycle. I'm not going to bore you that long, and I know we got a cool happy hour going on.
The other day we had this bike next to Kyle's 2025 race bike in their final forms, I think, for the first time. And seeing them like that together and made me stop and go, wow. This is Harley Davidson factory racing made for the show.
My instant, feeling rolling out of the pits even before I got out on the track was, feeling that front end and those brakes, the exact component, not exact, but the exact rotors, the exact forks that are on my race bike. Being able to feel those same sensations that we've really worked hard to refine over the years in racing, right out of the box, right out of the crate, this thing feels that way to me.
I'm gonna go quickly from front to back. We'll point out a couple things on the motorcycle. The guys talked a lot about the front end of the motorcycle. It's probably the standout feature to me too. These are not race replica forks. These are Öhlins FGR 253 front forks. The FGR 250 was developed for Superbike in particular. 253 denotes a modification to add 20 mils of height to the lower fork tree. A cool story with that, we started racing in 2021. We reached out to Öhlins. We're like, hey, we're gonna do this bagger thing. They're like, you're gonna do what? We're like, what? How much weight are you gonna stop? Like, what? We're like, we need a taller foot. The bike needs to be taller. We need more lean angle. They're like, okay, no. We win the championship at the end of 2021. All of a sudden, they email me a drawing. They're like, a foot like this? I mean, like, oh, you saw the excitement that's going on. So this billet foot they made specifically for the bagger attached to the Superbike front end. There is, other than the tuning, the actual spring rate and damping characteristics of the fork, it's the exact fork off the race bikes that we race with. The GP4 RX calipers from Brembo are the most premium Brembo caliper you can find on the street. Absolutely phenomenal. That paired with braided lines and the T-drive front rotors. I couldn't confirm with Brembo in particular, but I don't think the T-drive front rotor, it is a World Superbike designed rotor. It is the same rotor that we race on. It was designed specifically for this bolting pattern, but there are no compromises. It's a fully floating bi-directional rotor. One rotor a piece, you go off and buy it on the street, that's 600 euros. That's the level of technology and performance that we wanted this motorcycle to have. When we started this program, we said absolutely no compromises. Of course, you'll see the 131 powertrain, 153 horsepower at 5750 RPM, going up to a red line of 6,500, 150 foot-pounds of torque at 4750 RPM, means you can roll on the throttle from way down low and you're gonna have exhilarating performance. The ride modes that we've programmed in here are phenomenal. They are the most distinctive and character-filled ride modes that you're ever gonna ride on the motorcycle. Sport mode is for sport riding. Rain takes a ton of power out so you can keep the rear tire on the ground. Track mode, you'll struggle to keep the front tire on the ground. It is made for track and running in the high RPMs.
Hey guys, I am super excited to announce that I am going to be partnering with the Factory Match. That means they're going to be sponsoring videos like today's video. It also means that you're going to get a discount that's exclusive to our channel viewers. So make sure you check out the description down below to see how you can save 5% on any of your paint match parts or anything else they sell at the Factory Match. That is where I got this spoiler for the fairing on this 24 Street Glide. It's awesome. I love the way it changes the look of this bike. I did a whole video on that as well. That'll be in the description down below too. But they make the color matched oil spoilers. They make color matched Clockworks front fenders. They have other body parts from other people. Josh's job is to paint it to match. And that is what the Factory Match does. And I really appreciate them partnering with the channel to help support the channel and give my viewers a discount. Now let's get back to the video.
That powertrain, we talked about the transmission a little bit, mounted to an all-new full titanium and carbon fiber. There is no steel in that exhaust system. It helped us shave significant amount of weight. 50 pounds less than the CVO ST. That's 750 pounds as shipped weight.
How much is it?
750. 50 pounds less than the CVO ST. Meaning the power to rate ratio, 153 horsepower, is nearly 30% higher than the CVO ST. The swing arm, a little bit hidden from this angle, but you saw it in the video. It was designed the exact same way we designed the swing arm for the race bike. It isn't identical because the race bike is much taller and it wouldn't fit. This motorcycle is 2 inches taller than stock. That swing arm was designed using a process called topology optimization. So what we do is we take a block of material in an advanced computer program, we set boundary conditions, we say we want it lighter and stiffer, and we let the computer do millions of different iterations in terms of removing material and providing us the lightest, stiffest shape that we can. We have a swing arm that's 10% lighter, 10% stiffer than stock. It starts as a 220-pound billet piece of aluminum. Again, no compromises. It takes over 12 and a half hours to machine each swing arm on these 131 motorcycles. Full billet mid controls, the first on a bagger. You'll see the shift side on the left side of the motorcycle, as well as the full primary cover, as well as the cooling fins integrated. Of course, a lot of that weight savings also comes from the carbon fiber from front to back. I do want to note the carbon fiber of the front fairing saddlebags and lids, however, is not just carbon fiber, it's a carbon fiber Kevlar carbon fiber layup. When we wanted to make this bike as light, as durable, and as safe for use on the street, we went to a NASCAR supplier that developed impact-resistant carbon fiber layups for NASCAR. That is the same process and the same supplier that builds every NASCAR on the racetrack, Greenhouse. Anybody that watched the 500, the car that flipped over on its roof, that's the same technology and layup process that's here on the carbon fairing, saddlebags, and lids to make sure you are as safe as possible on the street. Of course, the seat, first ever full carbon fiber base, made by a great partner of ours in the racing program, Saddlemen. There's also the things that you can't see on the motorcycle. Polyurethane bushings in the riser to make sure that the handling is as best as it can be. A full billet clutch basket in the side, the exact same clutch basket that we needed to develop to make the clutch live during a racing application. It's a 7075 US sourced aluminum machined just up the road in Wisconsin with the US military spec anodized to make sure that it's hard. This isn't a 6061 with nice cool anodized colors. This is a performance racing part that has resulted in multiple podiums and multiple wins. Full billet triple clamps. Any bolt that we replaced on this motorcycle when we hand build them is a race bolt, we call them. They're drilled stainless steel hardware. There's 3 socket sizes, 8, 10, and 12 mil fitting. Even if it's a SAE thread on the primary cover, it has a metric head. We do that specifically on the race bike so we can disassemble and reassemble that race bike with 3 tools at the track. When you come look at this, you'll see the carbon fiber tank console, but also the carbon fiber triple clamp cover. That's also CNC'd. How do you get 2 pieces to fit together in a clean way on the top? We add additional carbon fiber material on the backside, CNC it away to get a perfect fitment on the top of the triple clamp. Yeah, we can keep talking, but you guys are more than welcome, please, to come up, look at the motorcycle. As excited as I am for you to look at it, like Carl said, when people get to ride it, that's when the real excitement is going to come in, because it's just a phenomenal ride and the pinnacle of performance for Harley Davidson. My budget only afforded 2 pre-production motorcycles in existence in the world until we actually start building the 131 serialized units.
When will they be available?
We plan to ship beginning in May.
May. And how many are you making?
131.
What's the number?
You get
MSRP?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we talking about MSRP?
It's in the press release that's in your inbox.
It's 110,000.
How will they be allocated?
So the allocation goes through the top performing dealers in the United States. So based on the dealer performance metrics, in particular heavy weight to CVO ST sales, in terms of performance models of our CVO bikes, dealers are offered an allocation. There'll be a small reserve after that initial dealer performance allocation of general lottery for the US. It is a US only motorcycle. We will have the top speed fully defined by Tuesday. I can tell, so one of the things it is a 130 mile an hour rated tire. And that is to maintain the full load vehicle, gross vehicle weight of the vehicle. Rather than pull that down, we wanted to maintain a true bagger. You can fill up your saddlebags, you can go cross country, you can run it.
Are the rear shocks the same as the ones offered in the P&A catalog this year? Or is that
So the shocks, yes and no. The shocks are the same shocks in the P&A catalog, the same shocks on the race bike, the only difference is the height. So the body of the shock is different. Other than that, they are the same. Other than that, they are the same as the shocks that we use on the race bike, with the exception of the race bike has a different, spring and damping characteristics. But this is not the P&A accessory that we launched in January that mounts to your OE triple clamps. These are full billet triple clamps designed specifically to hold these FGR 253 front forks. Yeah. This is, that's no compromise race front suspension there.
The wheels are billet too? Or?
No, the wheels are a low pressure cast.
What's the pad sitting on the tank?
That is the pommel.
The what?
Pommel. Pommel being the front of a saddle, generally used to refer to equestrian events, also used to refer to the front of the seat on bagger racers. It particularly provides support for the inside of the thigh when you move off the motorcycle and you hang off the side. It is removable. Yeah, so last year, the factory race team partnered with Akrapovic. They're a Slovenian company. They own all of Eastern European titanium foundry. They are titanium experts. We had developed the race bike to a point where we were looking to partner with the world's best performance exhaust supplier and had the best technology in terms of creating titanium components. They designed our race bike system last year, and they helped us design this system again to deliver the most powerful motorcycle Harley-Davidson's ever produced, also noise compliant and street legal. It is a high flow performance catalyst. It's a good exhaust.
Akrapovic or just the muffler?
The entire exhaust system, Akrapovic, full titanium and carbon fiber. The catalyst is here in the center.
Do you have an immediate reaction?
I'm gonna need a moment alone.
It's gonna be bad for the pocketbook,
I'm gonna be so poor, so poor.
and I'm gonna live
Do you
vicariously through his bank account.
Do you think a Toyota 4-cylinder could pull my camper down the road? Because the Denali's gonna have to go. That's just not
That's what we're talking about, folks.
big money, but big cool.
Oh yeah. I thought I knew what we were gonna see, but that's not what we saw.
You were wrong. You were wrong.
I was fucking
Oh,
wrong.
it's gonna be a Grey Ghost Fat Boy.
No, that's not what it was.
No. It could have been a Vespa. You'd have been that accurate. It could have been that close. You know?
I'm telling you, they did a good job of keeping this under the lid.
You suck at your job, my friend.
I do. Again, if you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing, all that good stuff. As always, y'all stay safe, keep on riding, and we'll see you in the next one.